Hello everyone, this is Nick here with MP Gunsmith and Firearms located in Lewiston, New York. Our phone number is 716-481-7302. Today I'm working on another interesting firearm. This one's a Hunter Arms or LC Smith double barrel shotgun. They're not in production anymore. They stopped making them in the 50s. I've dated this one back to about 1912, 1913. It's in really good shape for the age. We're just gonna take her apart, clean her up, and try to make her look good. So I'm just gonna go over how to disassemble it. There's obviously there's like some dings in the stock here. We're just gonna try to clean it. We're not gonna really dig into it too much. The owner just wants it to, they don't want to really destroy the value of the gun. So that being said, I'm going to show you the little tricks about taking this apart. It's pretty unique. There's a burr in this bottom screw here. We're going to have to clean that up. It's got a sharp edge to it. So with that being said, let's get her apart. To start, it's like any other shotgun, double barrel or single barrel shotgun. You grab the stock, yank the front end of it down. This one's in really good shape. Spring still works. There's no damage under there, so we're lucky there. We'll get that apart and get everything cleaned up, and from there just open the action, barrel comes off. Pretty simple, right? So set that aside. This is where it gets unique. Okay, there's a through screw on both sides, okay, top and bottom, and then I'll show you there's these little screws. When we take them out of there, it's interesting. So we'll go ahead and get these out. So we're gonna really make sure we got the right bits, because that is a big thing, especially on these older firearms. Try to minimize damage to the screws. Wish my eyes worked as good as they used to, but sometimes it might help if you got some, you're gonna have grime in there. Take a little pick, scrape everything out where your screwdriver is gonna go, so you get a nice solid fit. Okay, so start getting your screws out. These are the little ones I'm talking about right here. This little tiny screw. And you might be asking yourself, why did I have to take that out? Well, I'll show you. Okay? I'm going to just change this bit up a little bit. So there's one of those little screws on each side. Okay? And it may look like it. Let me show you. These are not pins. Okay, and I'll show you that once I get everything apart. It's good to have lots of bits, so you always know you got the right size. And this is the long screw right here. Okay. Take this long screw and you look in the hole here. You can thread this in here. Thread it in like so. A little trick. Okay, you can use anything you want. Try and grab that. A little rudimentary here, but you can grab this, work it up, pop that side plate off like like so. Okay. Now we got the side cover off. You can see the inner workings there of the hammer. So we'll get that all apart. We'll clean everything up. It looks really good for as old as it was. It's not rusted. And the outside's got to be clean, but internally we look real good. All right. Green shit in there. Really out. Set that screw aside. Don't need that. So next we're going to take this bottom plate off, or the trigger guard I should say. Okay. Trigger guard. This is a screw that's chewed up a little bit, so I'll have to clean that up once we get it off. Unfortunately, we're going to have to file that down a little bit, sand it down a little bit to get them burrs out of there. So they're not trying to stab folks. Get this back screw out. Then I'll show you how you get your trigger guard out. Okay. And just unthread that. And your trigger guard's off. Simple. Okay, then we will take out these bottom screws, get out our screws up here so we can get the stock and everything removed from the gun. Again, you want to make sure you have a good fit. Take your pick, clean out the grooves, you know, so you don't end up with a bird screw like that one over there. Don't be afraid to push down. Hopefully I'm speaking loud enough for people to hear me, but you should be able to see from what I'm doing here. And you just pay attention, there's a little short screw here in the front plate. Long screw goes all the way through. Have to get a different bit for this front screw, it's a little thicker. Take apart our top screw up here. Alright, so turn the camera off video, but we removed the spring for our barrel release here. You have to release the barrel release, which down here there's a little pin when it's locked open. Hopefully you can see it. I'm just going to go over it real quick. You can push down on that pin, okay, and then open the barrel release. And that'll relieve the tension on the spring here. And you got to get in there carefully with a pair of needle nose and a screwdriver and work it up out of there. And once that's out of there, okay, you can put this up on blocks real quick, and you're not going to hit this real hard. You can punch out the other side of your receiver, okay, but you need to be careful because there's some pieces in there. And once you do this, you'll be able to separate this from the stock, okay. So you get that out carefully. It doesn't take a lot, just light taps. You pull that out. I just want to show you, if you look on here, it's got like this little tongue and groove here. That, when you go together, it wedges down in the front of the receiver. Let me just take this off of here. I'll show you. There's that little metal bar that rests in here. So, okay. So just be careful when you take that apart. So we can set that aside for now. But this is what I want to show you. So this little tongue here, when you go put this together, kind of wedges down inside of here, like that, and that's what helps hold it in place. Hopefully you can see that. Okay, and then you would carefully tap everything back together when you're putting it back together. Okay, so we set that in there. From here, firing pins kind of just pull right out. 1, 2 firing pins right there. We're going to remove the screw here so we can disassemble our barrel release. And I will show you how to get these out. Okay, it's simple. First, let's grab the right size bit. This looks like it's been done before. It's a little loose. There we go, it's better. So we'll just simply take the screw out. I'm going to do this without wrecking anything. So you just take your time, be careful. Don't strip out your screws. Don't strip out the screw heads. Don't drop your screw either. We'll give it up to you, don't worry. It's like that. You pull that out of the receiver. Okay. Pretty simple. There is a hole in there. Let's see if I can. I don't know if you're gonna see that hole. Anyway, there's a hole inside this hole that my pick goes into, that this sets into when you go to reassemble it. Okay, so this would go down in the hole and give me that cocked angle like that. So it's important when you want to put it back together. It doesn't just ride in there and flop around. It's actually got a purpose. There's a spring in there. Don't want to lose your parts. Maybe this will show you a little better. I don't think so. Still can't see the hole. You just have to take my word for it that there is a hole inside this hole. You can kind of see it right there. Alright. This goes in there like so. You can see it right there. Alright. And these pieces ride inside the receiver. Spring. Everything's going to get cleaned up here. Okay. Remove the, gotta get to the screw first, but you hold down the spring with your fingers. So my fingers don't work like they used to, but you got it. Shit, give me something. Pick probably be best. Hold down the spring. There's a little pin here. Push it out. Get it free past the one spring. You see this little pin I'm working on here? Don't lose it. Put it in with your parts right away. And you should be able to get your safety out of there. Like so. Hopefully you saw that because I'm not doing it again. Then you can remove your safety spring with the right bit. So So with everything apart, well, part's going to tray. I just really wanted to touch on how you get this apart. I wanted to really drive in the fact that these are not pins that you punch out when you take this thing apart. All right, they do have a purpose. They help hold everything together internally. So when you do disassemble this, you remove your screws. You can remove this plate, take your springs off and everything. Just be careful to make sure you know how it goes back together. If you need to, take pictures so you reassemble everything in the right, right orientation. But that's it. These are not pins. Do not try to drive them through when you're disassembling this gun. Just follow how I took it apart and you'll have no problem. Alright, so with that said, that's it on this one. I'm going to start getting everything cleaned up so we can get it back together. Thanks. Bye.